Hi, honeybees. My name is Raven. This is Eden. That's Jasper. And welcome back to our channel. Subscribe to become part of the hive. Be sure to like and ring the notification bell. Thanks, honeybees. Enjoy the video. I feel like I'm showing like all my different cats in these reaction videos so far because none of them want to be on camera at the same time, so I'm like, okay, I'll just use the other one. Eden's definitely a little more chill than we saw October being. She lets me love her and pet her. Okay. Okay, bye. So I have on my comfy cozy spooky skeletons hoodie. I have on my Jack ears. You know what that means. It's time for another spooky Halloween reaction video. Yay! So for this one, I thought we would go to TikTok. Now, I have a TikTok. I don't really watch TikToks. I mostly just go on there to make content. I do mini movie reviews over there, and among other things, that's what I do mostly. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. So for this one, I've seen the few times that I do look at TikTok, like while my videos are uploading, I'll scroll through a couple is horror movie ones where people will rank different horror movies or talk about interesting ones on Netflix that you might not have heard of, ranking them. So I thought we would kind of just look at a couple of these, and if there's movies that I have seen, maybe I'll share my opinion on them, see if I disagree with the person who made the video. Movies I haven't seen, maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll even see a few trailers. I don't know. This one's definitely, these reaction videos are definitely more casual, less planned, just having a good time here. So let's just take a look. As you can see, I just searched horror movies and I'm gonna see what comes up. Must watch horror movies for October. 6 movies that are actually scary. I'm gonna watch this one.
People, I hope we are all good. It's no secret that horror movies just don't scare anymore. They all try to use the same generic joke.
That's true. I'm not scared by so many horror movies because, tropes become cliches. If you don't know, I won't get into it too much right now, but, tropes are something that's, needed for, to make a certain film what it is. A trope is just elements of the genre that you need, but if they get so overplayed, they become cliches where you don't need them anymore to, make your genre, but they're just used over and over and over again. The masked killer is a cliche at this point, unless you, do something different with it, which not a lot of people have because it's just been made so many times. Or the cliche of someone's living in your walls. At first it was a fun trope in a specific genre of movie, but now it's overplayed, so that's why some of them aren't scary to me, because I can see the formula from the beginning.
Jump scares to promote shock value. We've seen it 100 times before.
Too many. Huge reliance. Huge reliance on jump scares in horror movies too. Jump scares work, but not when it's those. That's the only source of scaring. Because after a while, I'm not going to be scared by it anymore because I know it's just going to be a fake jump scare. That's my problem with the Paranormal Activity movies. Is most of the scares in that movie is a door slamming or something falling off the counter. It's not a real threat. Just because you have a loud noise and a sudden burst of something, light, I don't know, whatever. You see something in the background, it's scary the first time, it's not scary the 10th time, Give me something else, give me something real.
These I think are genuinely scary. First film I want to go over is the Japanese horror Pulse.
I haven't seen
Pulse
this.
has literally 0 jump scares throughout, but manages to make
cool.
you feel extremely unsettled.
I do like Japanese horror though. I like Battle Royale.
Work, special effects,
I like the original Ring.
Really creepy experience.
Okay.
Second film I want to go over is The Descent.
Yeah.
The Descent manages to encapsulate a perfect anxiety-inducing experience with a horror film.
I know of The Descent. I've seen the kill count episode on it. I've seen parts of The Descent. I have not watched it all the way through, but I know the premise, and it seems really good. I definitely do want to watch it sometime. Also, this guy is obviously looking at these movies on Letterboxd. I have a Letterboxd, so follow me on there, where you can see all the movies that I watch. Everything I watch, I log. A lot of them I do. I rate all of them as well, and a lot of them I do also add reviews, so definitely check that out in the description. Let's keep going.
Yes, it makes you jump, but it does it in an effective way not seen before, and is truly an original and refreshing take on the genre.
Yeah, jump scares are not bad.
Shutter.
Thai film.
Again, similar to Pulse, this is a purely atmospheric horror build-up. Tension just builds up perfectly throughout. And
I haven't heard of this one.
Ultimately creepy and
I've heard of a different movie that I think is called Shutter, also about a camera. or something similar about that. So, but yeah, I've never heard of this movie. I've never seen like a Thai horror, but this guy rated it 4 stars. So I don't know what his scale is like, but 4 stars for me is like a really good movie.
Terrifying final sequence. Another Japanese horror film that has
Ringu. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Yeah.
It utilizes an incredibly unsettling atmosphere, paranoia-inducing atmosphere, the sort of thing that makes you want to look behind you every 2 minutes. Watching.
The original Ringu.
Ring, not the American one.
Not the American one. That one's not scary.
The incredibly short, fast-paced, and probably one of the most claustrophobia-inducing films I've ever seen.
I've seen Rec 2. I don't think I've seen the first Rec. I get them mixed up with VHS sometimes, but I know I've seen Rec 2. And maybe it's because it was the second one. Like, I just had it on DVD. I got it on, like, I don't know if I rented it or just got it on DVD for super cheap or something like that. But I had heard of Rec, and I had heard Rec was really good. So I watched Rec 2, and I guess, like, it's directly related to Rec 1. I don't know if it is, but it seems like it, like, starts in the middle of something. And maybe it's because I didn't watch Rec, so I don't know. I didn't like Rec 2 for that reason. I was, like, lost the whole time.
Spanish horror film, Rec. It's a found footage film and probably one of the better ones I've seen. The camera work is phenomenal, the effects are really good, and there is several jump scares, but they're original and they're creepy. And the last film I want to mention is The Conjuring, which goes against everything I said at the start.
The Conjuring.
But The Conjuring uses the jump scares.
The first Conjuring. Yeah, the first Conjuring wasn't bad. It's like the Conjuring movies after it that were like, they try to do like the same formula and the same types of scares. The second one was like okay. It was like the most clichéest horror movie I'd ever seen, and I think it was trying to be like a homage to like the classic like paranormal movies, but it ended up just being like exactly like every other paranormal movie, like the same beats, the same elements, like like the furniture flying around, and there was just like nothing new or special about it. Like it was fine. The first Conjuring like wasn't bad though, and then The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which I believe is the third and most recent one. I don't know if they might be making another one. I think they are. I mean, you know, and like The Nun and whatever. But The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It was like not good at all. I like don't even, is so not memorable, so not good. But the first Conjuring I do remember liking when I saw it. I only saw it once, I think.
Honestly, underappreciated filmmaking. I know it's a generic pick.
4 stars. 4 stars.
I will die on that hill.
Fair, dude. You know, you do you. This guy definitely seems to like foreign horror, and I don't blame him. Like Japanese horror is really good, and you know, and Rec is a Mexican movie, I think. So, not for the faint of heart. Horror movies you won't be able to finish. Part 13, a horror movie that's not talked about enough. One of the films to watch once. It's hard. Scary watch. So I want there to be stuff that like I have seen so I can like talk about them. Let's just do this, girl.
Just one thing that we have in common. Neither of us will be missed. Saint Bernard sits at the top of the driveway. You always...
Okay, the Poughkeepsie tapes. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll finish. I don't know if I'll have to like cut out this audio, but I guess we'll just finish the TikTok before I talk about it.
You said how you love dogs.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the Poughkeepsie. I haven't. I mean, I started the Poughkeepsie tapes. I got like 15-20 minutes into it, and I was like, I can't watch this. It's too disturbing. Like the part that I watched, there was like a girl like chained up, and this guy was like that was like keeping her there, and in this basement was like shouting questions at her, and she was like didn't know what to answer to not, and he was like hitting her, and she was like trying to give the right answer to not be hit, but she didn't know what that was. She was like I don't know, and trying to block herself, and it was like so disturbing and just like believable. Like the acting in that scene was really good from that girl that I was like, ooh, and I had to shut it off. But yeah, I'm probably not going to get back to that one anytime soon. Maybe I'll revisit it in a couple of years. Because I remember when I first saw like the Rob Zombie Halloween remake, the first one, I was scared of that too. Granted, I was like 12 when I first tried to watch it. And then like a year or so later, I watched it again, and it wasn't as bad. It was still like, you know, violent and scary, but I could get through it. So, you know, maybe when I'm in my late 20s, I'll be able to watch the Poughkeepsie tapes. Okay, this one's about Hereditary, which I have seen. It's good, I guess. It's scary. It's what's the word? Miserable? It's miserable. So I'm probably not gonna watch that one again anytime soon, but I have seen it. Okay, Netflix recommendations. Horror movies that give me nightmares. Horror movies you should see if your fear is demonic possession. That's not my fear. My fear is drowning. Thank you very much. Oh, this one's about Winona Ryder. I'd heard about this one when it came out, Gone in the Night. I didn't see it, though. Horror movie that's not talked about enough. Okay.
Just one thing that we have in common.
Same audio.
Neither of us will be missed. Saint Bernard sits at the top of the driveway. You always.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. I haven't watched it. It doesn't look that great. I mean, it looks like one of those like generic horrors. But I mean, I guess it could be good because not all of those are bad, but it's like you have to sift through so much shit to like get to like a good like non-mainstream horror movie, and sometimes I just like don't feel like doing that. Like I've watched so many horrible, like just terrible, boring, shitty horror movies that's just like all the same as everything else, that it's like hard to like watch so many of them to try to sift through to find something good. It's like I just want to like go in knowing it's gonna be good. So I usually just watch like the ones in theaters or the ones that like get promoted, so there's like a lot of reviews about them. So yeah, okay, let's do one more. Should we load more? 2022 horror ranked so far. Ooh, I think I've seen a lot of horror movies so far this year, so and then maybe I'll watch this one too. It's only 2 minutes. I heard this was not good. My boyfriend saw this. He said it was boring. Yeah, he said it was boring. This movie sucked ass. This movie was so bad. Like, yeah, they had some fun gore, but like the story around it was just terrible. Like, oh my god, like it was this girl who like survived a school shooting, and then she like later goes with all her friends and I think her sister to this like rundown town that like they're buying for some reason, and Leatherface happens to be there and he like attacks her and she's just like traumatized again, and it's like this poor girl is never gonna heal from this. Like there's never enough therapy in the world to get through first surviving a school shooting, which was so unnecessary that they included that, and then surviving like your friends and family getting murdered by Leatherface. And they like kind of like retcon the Leatherface story because like why was he there? Who is this family that he's in now? Like it's complete shit. Embarrassing. Yeah. I saw this one too. It was boring. Which one? He's not gonna tell me. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Choose or Die. It was just like boring. I liked the premise of like, oh, you have to choose if she has to like eat glass or if you have to shove a straw in your eye. That wasn't exactly like it wasn't memorable enough for me to remember what it actually was, but they were like kind of like twist ones where it's like, oh, tell the waitress to clean up the glass or this, but the way she cleans up the glass is by eating it. So it's like twists with each decision, and it's one of those things where like you're cursed with this choose or die thing, and then you have to like give it to somebody else so that they have to do the choose or die challenge and choose horrible things. And I don't know, it had Asa Butterfield in it, who I like, but even he was not enough to make it good. Don't recommend that one. I didn't talk about it anywhere because it was just like whatever. There wasn't even anything to talk about. Okay, Men I liked, so I want to see what this guy says about it. This seems kind of low on the ranking. Oh. No. I liked Men. I liked what it was saying. It was like it was this commentary on gender, but it did it in this really unique way that like related back to like Adam and Eve and like the first sin, and how like subconsciously women have kind of been like blamed for everything and the doings of man like ever since. Like it's all women's fault. Like it's just like a sin itself to like be a woman, and we're responsible for like the thoughts men have of us just for existing. And I thought it was smart. And then like the ending, like the last 20 minutes was so fucked up. But it was so fun to watch. The whole time I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Like the last 20 minutes. the whole first part of the movie, I was like, this is really good. Like, it's genuinely scary and creepy, and I like what they're saying, and I can, like, put it together easily, but it's not super obvious. But, yeah, and there's just, like, all this, like, biblical references with, like, eating an apple and stuff. That was just, like, fun little things to, like, put together. So, I disagree with this guy. Incantation I have not seen. Found footage is okay. Found footage is also hit or miss for me. I didn't watch the new Scream. I need to, and they're already, I think, making another one. How could you possibly how could you possibly put fresh in front of men? Maybe I'm biased because I am not a man, and it was kind of like against men, and not like against men, but like a commentary on like how men can be shitty and scary sometimes, which is true. Like, you can't really be mad about that because it's true. And then Fresh, maybe we disagree because also, like, I wrote a review on Letterboxd about this. I think I may have also, like, talked about it in a video before, but where, you know, it was fine. Like, it was okay. I was with it at first. Then the more I thought about it after, it was like, it's just this genre of, like, I hate where it's like just a man like kidnaps a woman or multiple women and like tortures them. And like that's what that movie is. Like there's like a fun little like Hannibal twist on it, I guess, but still it's just like I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of like kidnapping women and torturing them style movies. There's so many, or even just like kidnapping people and torturing them style movies. It's like there's really not much different you could do about it, and you have to be really different to like be interesting and worth watching for me. And this movie was okay. Like, I didn't hate it. It was just kind of like, it was fine. Like, I haven't really thought about it since I watched it. Okay, let's keep going. Good. I mean, Sebastian Stan did good. The Black Phone I really liked The Black Phone. Yeah, I really liked The Black Phone. More than I thought I would, and I already thought I would like it. Like Ethan Hawke's character, my boyfriend thought that he was like trying too hard to be scary, but I thought he actually did good. And this is the kind of movie where you needed like an over-the-top villain. Like you really wanted to hate this villain to make like the ending like satisfying, you know, when he like gets his comeuppance, which I'll try. I guess I you know, spoiling The Black Phone, but you should have watched it by now. It's been out for a while. It's really good. If you haven't seen The Black Phone, definitely see The Black Phone. When I was just at Horror Nights the other day, there was a Blumhouse house, a Blumhouse haunted house, based on two movies, Freaky and The Black Phone. And that part was like really cool. Most of the Black Phone one was just like Ethan Hawke actors and his mask like coming out, and I wanted more of like the basement and like the ghost children, because like I loved the ghost children in The Black Phone. I liked that they like didn't like explain the paranormal aspects. They were just like there, so you don't always need to explain stuff. But I'm turning this into a review about The Black Phone, and I literally already reviewed it on my channel, so check that out if you want to hear my thoughts on The Black Phone. It's in a longer video. Yeah, I guess so, because I've heard of it, but I have not seen it. I don't like slow burn movies, though. I just want, like, shit to happen. X was good. I would have thought everyone liked it, too. Yeah. I loved X. I thought it was really good, and I was disappointed by Pearl because Pearl was not as good as X. I had like made a TikTok about like Pearl and how like I thought it was gonna basically be like a straight up prequel to X, and it was unrelated. I found out later, like through the comments, like it is related. That Mia Goth is actually playing like the old woman who was a separate character in X. She was not playing her character in X, and that was like kind of confusing for me. But this isn't about Pearl. X itself was like really good. It was like a. Yeah, like an ode to 70s horror movies, very like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and but like with like a different like definitely with like a different like twist on it, I guess. Yeah, X was good. Bodies. Let's hear what he has to say first before I talk about it. Obviously, he likes it because it's number 2 for him. Yeah, Bodies is definitely more of a thriller than a horror. It's definitely like it's a whodunit, like find the murder type film, and it is like an all-in-one house kind of film, which normally I like when people are and characters are all trapped in one place and they have to like either get out or like solve something or play something in order to get out, you know, like that style, like Saw. And that wasn't exactly like it, but that's similar vein, you know, where you have to do something, you have to solve something before you can get out. And they were trapped by a storm. But the thing about Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is I actually saw a preview screening of it. I saw it like 2 or 3 months before it was released. And in preview screenings, you know, you like give your notes about what you think about the movie. And sometimes they change things, they edit things out. They usually don't add stuff in unless the preview screening is like a year or more before the movie is set to release. Because at that point it's pretty much already done and they can only like take things out or like maybe like add stuff in post. And I saw it before it came out, and then I didn't see it again when it came out for real, like when it was released in theaters. So I don't know if they made any changes. It seemed like a lot of people really liked it when it came out. And when I saw it in previews and the preview screening, when I saw it early, I thought it was fine. Like I was a little bit like, this is just okay, but I still liked it. Like there's definitely some funny parts and some pretty good thriller parts. And then there was like a lot of parts where they were just kind of wandering through the house, got together, had a confrontation, got separated again, and got together, had a confrontation, got separated again. And maybe they changed that up. Maybe they edited some of those parts so like it didn't drag on. But I don't know because I haven't rewatched it. When it starts streaming, I'll watch it again and see if they made any changes and see if I like it better. But I mean, it's still fine, you know. I think it's still in like my top 20 for the year, maybe top 30. But I've seen a lot this year, so. All right, Nope. Yeah, there's blood. I can't like think of like a scene in Nope that like really like got me. Like I'm thinking of it. And I saw it when it came out, which was not that long ago now. Like what was that, in like July when it came out? And it's October now, so, but like I can remember the scenes, but there wasn't really anything that was like, that like scared me at all. It was a good movie, but I definitely wouldn't rank it number one of horror movies I've seen so far. I probably have some different ones on this guy's list. I've seen most of the ones he's seen, so they're on my list somewhere. But I don't know. This would have been different for me. I would not have put Nope that high. I would have put The Black Phone above Nope for sure. This one here, The Master, oh my god, sucks. Right now, that's literally on my worst movie of the year. I've seen like 60 new releases this year. This one's literally last on my list because I hated it so much. I saw it at Sundance. But I'll get to that when I go through my best and worst movies of the year video. Okay, I wanted to watch one more of these TikToks. Movies that were banned for being too disturbing. Scariest horror movies ever made. I should make a separate one. I'll make multiple. I went through a phase where I wanted to watch like the most fucked up disturbing movies of all time. And so I watched like Salo or 120 Days of Sodom, which is like a very well-known disturbing movie. I watched a Serbian film, which is another well-known disturbing movie. It's definitely up there, so we'll see if she talks about either of those and any more. I've seen Faces of Death, which is more of like a documentary about dead things than a movie, but we'll see what she says.
I loved you, and why would you lie? And then I realized you're just as naive as I am. Oh, you're so traumatized, it makes me want to cry.
She doesn't talk about the movies in this one. She just like puts them, but you know, that's fine. I'll give my opinions if I've seen them. Okay, so Poughkeepsie Tapes. This is the girl who like we saw earlier when she mentioned the Poughkeepsie Tapes. I already talked about that and how I couldn't get through it. Banned from cinema, released for extreme horror scenes. Yeah, it was pretty disturbing.
I loved you, it's true. I wanted to.
A Serbian film I just mentioned is pretty disturbing. There's some really disturbing like assault scenes. And I've actually seen that movie twice, so I could like see if there's like stuff that I missed. And it's a lot. It's not for the faint of heart. I would never suggest anybody watch it for sure. I don't even really want to get into what it's about, but it's pretty nasty. There's like everything terrible that you can think of. Like it's in there, except for maybe like bestiality. But there's some far worse than bestiality in this film. Like that's the least of your worries. Oh, banned in I was just saying all the countries. The other one I mentioned where I saw most of this movie. I feel it's hard to watch. So I kind of like inactively watched it, like it was like on, but I wasn't like super paying attention the whole time because it was just like so hard to watch. It's just like this group of like kids, like teenagers that like get like kidnapped and trapped by this like this older group of men, and there's like women there too. It's like this like weird like society or something like that. I don't know, because again, I inactively watched it, but essentially they just get like tortured in the most horrible and like weird and like ways. Oh my god. Like they have to eat poop at one point. There's lots of assault on everybody. At the end, they kill them all in deeply disturbing ways. Someone gets their eyes gouged out. Someone, gets. Some of the kids choose to kill themselves rather than go through the torture and the pain that these people put them through. It's just a long like miserable, horrible tale. That's like, I definitely do need to watch it all the way through, like sit and watch the whole thing, but like, because I know like what it entails, I'm like not like, I'm like not like ready. I watched Spooky Rice's video on it. There's this YouTuber, Spooky Rice, who does like disturbing breakdowns, and so a lot of movies that like I'm afraid to watch because I'm afraid they're gonna be too disturbing for me, or I've seen parts of but couldn't finish, I will watch Spooky Rice's breakdown of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't sit through that whole thing. So is there another one? Yeah. Oh my god, I tried. This is another one that I started. I got through like 10 minutes and I shut it off. There's not a lot that really disturb me, but these ones definitely, like Solo and this definitely did. I was like, ugh, because I watched the first Centipede and I got through that just fine. I mean, it was gross and weird, obviously, and I was like, ugh, disturbed by it. But Human Centipede 2, just the first 10 minutes, I was just like, yeah, this one's gonna be a little much for me. And maybe I shouldn't have tried to watch it right after watching the first one, but whatever. Okay, well, I think that's it for this video. That was fun going over. I mean, there's definitely some that I want to watch, some that I already have watched, that I have opinions about, and some that I definitely need to rewatch. So I think that was good. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed looking at other people's opinions on certain movies and seeing if I agree or disagree. So that was fun. I'll definitely do that again sometime. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions on things I should watch, either maybe horror movies that you like or think are scary or disturbing, or just anything that you think I could react to in general, because I'm really liking these little reaction videos. I'm having a good time. So let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for watching, honeybees. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye. Meow.